definitely fun for what it is. I mean, it's, you know, there's no ramps or nothing involved, but that scores 100K there.
That's your famous saying. It's fun for what it is.
Yeah.
That's usually you say that when something sucks.
I'm Walter Day, the father of esports, and you're watching Matty Mo's Arcade.
Hello.
I knew you were going to do something dumb.
Welcome to Arcade Barbecues, episode 19.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our furthest pickup by far. I'm near the St. Louis area, and me and Matt did all the way to Shelbyville, Indiana to pick up this bad boy.
We didn't really talk about anything when we filmed the loading. But yeah, it took us, what, 5 hours to get there?
Yeah, 5 hours, and then even longer on the way back because we ran into some rain. It was a colossal trip. It was worth the effort, but it took a lot of effort. That's for sure. Picked this up from a new friend, Joe. Did some trading. It's my Grail game. This is a game I've always wanted ever since I started collecting arcades. This is the one I remember playing in Latin's Castle when I was probably 13, 14. So I took the trip. Matt took the trip. 13 hours later, we're back here, and this is the next day, of course.
We made a lot of stops too. I even gambled $5 in a slot machine, won $2.15.
Drove past the biggest ball of string and biggest wind chime.
Biggest chair, wooden chair.
This is the spot on I-70 that had 6 largest things in the world. We drove by the sign. We didn't actually go by the
I wanted to stop
themselves.
and film, but...
Anyway, so this is a full motion Sega Outrun. This is the Turbo Edition, which is basically a ROM swap, I think.
So it turns like this. This whole upper cabinet.
Right, it turns left. When you turn left, it goes to the right. When you turn right, and also when you wreck, the whole body shakes. I'm going to convert it back to original Outrun. I enjoy that game a lot more because Turbo Outrun's linear, so once you finish it, you're pretty much done.
I would just get an extra board and have both of them.
Cosmetically, it's a little rough, but it's from 87, so what do you expect? 86, actually. Got a pretty good deal on it.
Now the hard part is unloading it and getting it in the house.
Yeah. The trip was...
It is really
precarious.
wide. And it weighs, what, 661
pounds or something like that.
61 pounds.
Yeah, we're basically going to take it completely apart. Remove the side pieces. Take off the top of it.
The whole top of the cab.
This right here comes off. Separates from the base. And then once we remove that from the base, we're going to take off the much metal as we possibly can to make it as light as possible. And then to get it in the house, we're going to have to flip the base on its side to walk it in. And this should fit. It's in the house! Outrun. That's what's in the house.
No easy feat by any means.
Oh, what are you talking about? It just slid right in the door, Matt.
It actually wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be.
You made it out to be... Your psyche...
No, I kept telling you, I was like, once we get the top of the game off, the base won't be as bad. And it was still heavy, but it wasn't as bad.
I was fearful about the top. I thought it was going to take a lot more to separate this thing than it did, because it was.
4 bolts up here. We had to undo like 100 connectors in the back.
Well,
then,
yeah, 101.
And then like one major bolt in the back, and then it was just pick it up
Yeah,
and carry it
yeah.
off. And that wasn't too bad with 2 people. So once we had separated that from the base, it wasn't too big of a deal. We just stood it up and put it on that flat cart, wherever it is, and rolled it right in the door. It wasn't too bad.
And we took off all the metal pieces that surrounded it, making it a little lighter.
Yeah.
And cussed at each other for a few minutes.
That's why we didn't film the whole thing, because we tend to argue back and forth while we're stressed, to say the least.
Moving arcades will make you stressed. I mean, talk about moving arcades. Just to get this guy in here, I probably moved, what, 8 arcades?
Easily. And
Just
some
to
of
do a
them 2
little,
or 3
you know,
times.
He called it arcade Tetris, which it was, because
Move this game here, move this game here, to move this one over here so that I can move this one over here. It was
like right
annoying.
now, that room's a mess. There's 2 arcades sitting in the middle of the floor that makes all the arcades
Tron,
unplayable.
Super Mario Brothers just floating.
This is Turbo Outrun in an Outrun cabinet.
I'm just going to kind of film back here a little bit so you can see the left to right motion. It also kind of has an incline in the middle, so it kind of makes you feel like you're tilting off of the game. It's pretty cool. It also has a shaker motor in it, just like the stand-up upright cabinets.
Cops! Don't arrest me! Take my woman for a little Sunday drive!
It's got a pretty good range of motion on it.
About time. Jethro. Damn. Welcome to Arcade Bottom Feeders, episode 25.
There you go.
And we picked up one of Matthew's favorite games,
One of my first games. I wouldn't say it's my favorite.
Sega Turbo. What's unique about this guy is it's the cabaret version, which is kind of cool. I like it for the size, but I hopped on it for the price. It was $50.
Just said it needed to be restored.
Right, and it showed it off, so
And it does. We'll give you a
Yeah.
better look here in a second.
at the time, I think the guy, when he posted it, he didn't think it worked. But I figured the monitor was out more than likely, or a power supply. But come to find out, when he plugged it in, he didn't allow it to warm up long enough, and it needs a cap kit, so it was too dark for him to see it on the screen. All right, when I initially walked in and saw it, I knew it was going to be $50, so it wasn't a big deal. But the roughness of the control panel, with the rust and whatnot, and the side of the, if you come down to the bottom, it's all been securied out. And they broke into the coin box, bent the hell out of it, so it'll have to be repaired. I'll probably remove all this stuff. You can see there at the very bottom,
The dirt.
that's all mud. Matt initially thought it was rust. Luckily it isn't. I started like, whoa, I don't know if I want it, but then he's like, you're going to want this because it's working. We set up the deal, and I wasn't able.
It was $50, right?
Yeah, it was $50, and the guy posted it and he posted it as non-working. Well, he got to messing with it because we weren't going to be able to get together for like 6 days because he wanted to meet on the weekend.
And that was his bad because he should have messed with it before he put it up for sale.
Right.
But he did honor the deal. So
he honored the deal, even though he realized that it was worth more working, and he said he was going to take this off and kind of buff it out and repaint it. And then he looked up on eBay what they go for. He was like, "Oh, I was hoping you didn't show up. I'm going to resell it."
And we know they don't really go for that much. I mean, this is the cabaret version, so I mean, it might be a little bit more desired than some of the others, but these, at least in our area, they're almost a dime a dozen. It feels like
find turbos all the time.
They're like $100-$150 with no monitor.
Unless you are in love with them, it's not really the most graphically advanced.
I like the game, but I think it's because it was one of my first ones and I played it a lot.
It reminds me of like a handheld racer you would have had back in the day.
Yeah,
it's got that.
There's that one where you had the steering wheel and the stick shift.
Yeah, that one exactly.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
On film, just play it. It is turbo for that one. The key to this game, evidently, is to use your gear shifter as a brake.
Definitely majorly key. Mike's really good at this too, by the way.
Yeah, this is my whole second time playing. You should have played, Matt. You showed your old school skills with this guy.
I haven't even played once. I mean, I played it a lot 5 years ago.
Oh! See, my natural ability was coming out there for a second. See, that's what I was talking about, sudden transitions.
That's the way it is. This is the hard part. Make it to the tunnel.
Cops! Nope. It's the aliens.
My ears!
I did pretty good there. Yeah, she definitely needs a cap kit, but hopefully it's not that flyback. I think I'm doing the best ever. Oh, another tunnel. Yeah.
I love that sound. Now we're going to have to bolt this out on the floor. You're about to pitch it down the stairs.
Doing so good. I'm the best game of my life. I never got extended play on this guy.
So these two right here are going to be ground and 5 volt. So what do we get here? Did I not turn the game on? I didn't turn the game on. I guess that would help. Hang on.
Here it is. A nice little trade. The person I traded got what they wanted. I got what I wanted. And a pretty good deal on it, too. Super hang on.
What I want.
That comes later.
Yeah.
Okay. It's on fire.
Whoa.
Lots of smoke.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching.
When you take care of people, people take care of you in this community.
That's the truth.
So everyone, please remember that. Even if we're competitors, we're not enemies.